What's up everybody, Kevin here from Copperhead Outdoors. In this video we're doing an upgrade and some maintenance to the Traxxas TRX4 Sport. Stay tuned. Alright, this is the Traxxas TRX4 Sport upgrades and maintenance edition. And stay tuned till the end because we're going to put it on the crawler course. This truck has not seen a trail in a while, but we're getting ready to get back into it. It's been a minute. Anyhow, we got to do a little bit of maintenance and upgrades. We are going to put a Copperhead 10 by Castle Creations ESC and a 2850 kV brushless motor. I got to clean the body off because it's fully dusty. We're going to remove the Hobby Wing ESC and the Holmes Hobby 540 can. I think this is a 35 turn brush motor. That's all going away. And we're going to rebuild the shocks. Rebuild, I mean put new oil in them. It has been a while. The Proline Pro Spec Scalar shocks do leak very minimally. Anyhow, we're going to get this thing all set up because we're fixing to do some crawling. Alright, so one thing with the TRX4, it makes it pretty easy. Get the old Copperhead out of the box. We've got the motor and the ESC off the TRX4 Sport. Just when you reinstall, if you're using the same pinion gear, just make sure you know and remember which holes your motor bolts up to in the motor plate here, because it will set your gear mesh perfectly. We'll get the new motor hooked up to the motor plate and get him back in there, and then we'll have to do some wiring. Might even have to shorten the wires here. Copperhead 10, I've never seen it. It's been sealed up. I've had it for probably a year or longer. Pretty cool little ESC. Got the little Copperhead emblem on the top. Got a fan. And it's going to be a little bigger than the Hobby Wing, but it'll work. We'll get her fixed up. Looks like we got I know we got to solder the battery connector on this end. Everything else should plug and play. So we'll get this done. One little tip here. Whenever you take your pinion off of any vehicle, always put a little dab of blue Loctite back on the set screw. Ain't nothing worse than having a spinning pinion and no movement in your vehicle. So we'll get that started. And another little trick with the TRX4 is you will put the motor plate back in the little slots. You've already got your bolted up here, the motor to there. So you need to make sure that your pinion is sitting in the right spot. Stick it in the motor spot. And just make sure that your gears line up. It's pretty simple. Ain't got to be perfect, but get them in there where it's straight. Pull it back out. Give it a, oops. I need a new driver. This thing's wore out. Seen a lot of action. Anyway, we'll get this motor back in here. It's the brushless Castle motor. So we'll get this in here and then we'll work on mounting the ESC. Alright, so we got our Traxxas TRX4 upgrades done and a little bit of maintenance there. We got a brand new Castle Creations Copperhead 10 ESC with a 2850 kV brushless motor. We put new 30 weight oil in the Proline Pro Spec Scalar shocks. Tightened up some bolts, make sure nothing falls apart. And now we're going to get it outside on the old crawler course. Check this out.